Yeah, we'll do. I even. Alright. Mic is turned. Wait, is that better? That works. Alright. Let me talk about Shadowline's long awaited. Use faraway. Alright, so there we have it. Shadowlines. Everybody's been waiting 4 months since this, so the game came out December 5th. We're now on April 1st. There. Season drop. Right. And here's kind of a recap of what we got. Battle Pass. Grand total of 1 new unrecycled skin. We got the new Dinolind here. And they added back Domination. E-list. They added bots and this bug fix. We all know. Not true. They say they fixed it. And we got very special new background section. The background is different. We have a new pain. I'm sure everybody is going to be overjoyed with. So let's just take a minute to discuss some of these things, because to be honest, it's not worth making a full-on video discussing this. I'm just going to share my thoughts, express my opinions. Hopefully, somewhere out there will listen. But we'll just get into it. So let's think about this. Start with the weapon perk system. So if you go over here to operatives, click on Mongoose. We go to this progression system. Let me break it down for you guys. To unlock these new perks through your operative freeze, one of these, whenever you unlock this perk, you get 1 point towards your perk system. And there's 8 unlockable perks for each operative. Sorry, 10 unlockable perks for each operative, with 8 operatives each. So that leads to a total of 80 maximum points throughout the season you can get. Unlock these seasonal perks through this, and they reset every season. So next season you get to do it all over again. Then during your expedition, you get to acquire blueprints by completing activities and supply bins and bosses, dungeons, etc. And then you can spend your blueprints at the refill points that were hardly ever used prior to this update. Now, the thing is, all of these legendary perks, Paper Cut, Second Gear, Crystallized Ammo, Valhalla, Wahaha, Sanavin, Gaza, Wolf's Gaze, and Blood Ritual. All of these have been recycled. These are old weapon perk system, the modifications for weapons, and they basically took them out with the same exact icons about a year, or not even a year ago, like 6 months ago at this point, and on August 1st, whenever the game shut down. And now they've taken them out, rebranded them as Expedition Seasonal Perks, and put them back in the game with the same icons, the same functionality as the old ones. So they took everything you had away from you and took it away, and now are going to make you grind back for it again. Not off to a great start, and they didn't even change much at all. So these used to be singular weapon perks, now they can apply to any weapon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's much effort. And then the purple perks are very low effort stuff, like load speed, weapon switch, head and torso damage. These are just data points. They're not even any kind of like fancy coding or anything. Just the number is a value, a time, and they change it to be faster. Or you have 7% increased movement. They're all very simple changes, just a number. So that leads me to the question of what did they work on for the past 4 months? And the answer to that is a combination of custom games, which are in the files, by the way, other unreleased Unreal Engine 5 game they've been working on that they won't tell anyone about, and bots in PvP, AI bots in PvP. But before I get ahead of myself, I'll break this down a little bit more. So the perks here, I don't really see the point at all, because these perks are not really going to change the difference between someone failing an expedition and someone completing an expedition. There has never been a time in history of any expedition run ever where a 7% weapon switch speed would have saved your life. Maybe in very obscure situations, it's just not going to ever do anything for you. We were testing them, and you hardly even notice a difference. 5% weapon switch speed. The only ones that might do something are the legendary ones, and even them, they're going to take either so long to get down here, or they're like this, where they'll do a melee attack, but this was hardly ever used when it was even in the game before. And then this one, reloading after double kill grants increase RPM. It's like, it doesn't really do that much. The people that were completing expeditions steamrolling before, they're still going to steamroll now. People that were failing expeditions before, they're not going to be able to do them just because of these perks. The perks are not going to be the deciding factor in an expedition run. And then you get down here to some of the better perks, like briefly increased damage or self-revive. That could actually be pretty huge, right? But the problem with that is in order to get 80 points, and you have 8 points each on each operative, or 10 points each on each operative, you have to max out every single one of these operatives in order to fully unlock the whole perk tree. And the kicker is, you get a set of perks is random for all party members. So that means we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 on each page. 20 perks here, plus you have 4 in the base rotation. So that leaves 24, because you start out with 4 in the game in the and then of those 24, say you unlock all of them, and you really want the self-revive perk, you only have a 4 in 24 chance of getting out. And I'm not an expert at math per se, but that is about 20%. Maybe a little bit less. Actually, 4 out of 24 chance get the perk you want, 16.5%. So, you grind all season, you play hundreds of runs of Expedition to max out every single character. Mind you, is no easy feat. Like I said, hundreds of runs of season, hundreds of runs of Expedition. And your prize for doing all of that is a 16.5% chance during a run that you get one of the perks that you want. But you could also get 4 perks that do absolutely nothing, like 10% weapon switch speed. You could get this one every time if you're unlucky, or 5% weapon switch speed, crouch speed. Nobody in the history of the world is going to crouch and run 5% faster and think, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Or stuff like this, spread decrease while running. You don't hardly ever run and spray at the same time. So a lot of these are just completely useless or very marginal benefit. You grind all this time, max out every character, and you have about a 20% chance of getting a run where you get the right set of perks for what you want. Because you don't get to select. It says right here, set of perks is random for all party members. And also, the people you're playing with get free benefit of your grinding. You grind all 80 perks, and they don't even belong to you because your party members get them as well, even though they're level 0. They're all shared between the party. Let's say I'm level 80 and I play with someone who's level 1. They get access to all the same perks because I'm level 80. But keep in mind it is random, so you only get 4 out of the 24 available. So, and then another not so great part about that is after the season ends, it resets again. This whole weapon progression system resets along with the season. So that means you get to do this all over again next season, and I bet you they really take this idea and just chuck in some of the other old perks they have and rinse and repeat. And then another thing I noticed while playing yesterday was the fact that these perks cover up for entire perk screen inside of Expedition. So whenever you press tab and it lists all your active perks you get from supply bins, now these perks will cover all that. So you have to click out with your middle mouse button and go to the next page if you want to actually see which perks you have. And I also think this creates another learning barrier to entry for new players, because this is not explained in any kind of tutorial whatsoever. I haven't played through the Expedition tutorial, but I can tell you with almost 100% certainty that they did not change anything inside of this to accommodate the new perk system they implemented. So I don't know, it really just increases the learning barrier to entry on this, and it doesn't really make the experience more seamless. Isn't conducive to new players. It's just another thing that they made just to say they did something. And also, one final point on this was like the blueprints we were getting. By the end of the run, you would have way more blueprints than you could ever need to max out every perk. And there's only a total of 4 you can buy for each gun, and the top 4 cost 20, 5 each. So yeah, 5 each times 4, because you can have 4 of these perks on your primary weapon and 4 on your secondary weapon. You could have, it would cost 20 blueprints for the primary to max out, and each sidearm one was 3, so 12 blueprints to max out your secondary. And after you get those 32 blueprints at the start of a run and max out your weapons, the system becomes useless, because you end up at the run with a whole bunch of blueprints and there's nothing to spend them on. So I really don't think this weapon system adds anything to the game. And sure, you can say that you would stack all of these like damage ones together and create a super powerful gun with sentry, whatever else. But the problem with that is this whole thing where a set of perks is random. Since it's random, you can't control what you get, and you may not get anything that stacks well together, and you're just left with like crappy perks for no reason. Was this a good use of dev time? I would say no. People can have their varying opinions. I've yet to see one person that thinks this was a good idea. But if anything, it doesn't make the game worse. It just doesn't add anything. And then now we can get to the other main aspect of this update that has not been covered at all. However, it's trying to be hidden from the players, which is that they filled up PvP with AI bots. Just prove it to you real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and try and load into a match just to show you what happens. Shouldn't take very long anymore on the queue times. It's all bot accounts. So basically what it does is it fills the lobby with the people in queue and then it fills the rest with bots. As the bots, or as more people try and queue up, the bots will leave and a real player will join. I'll quickly discuss how we were finally able to get up to 2, maybe some people got 3 of these gold skins. And then a few of the paints. But these skins we already had on Steam. So them making us grind a whole season, reset all of our expedition perks just for the old skins we already had. Enjoyable, nor is it fun, because now you have to play expedition without any perk. All for the sake of some skins that, while yes, they look pretty cool, like Mongoose look cool and Graham is decent, especially without the piercings or whatever. Some of these other ones are not bad. It's just not really fair to make somebody take away a skin and then make them either pay $1,500 for it back or grind a whole season. And now the max you can get is 6,300 copies. You can play a whole season and you can get one of these skins. And as we know, the seasons take a minimum of 80 days, and we already know they get delayed at least 2 months each time. So you could easily make this a 100-day season. So every 100 days, you have the privilege, you play all season, and max out every character. You get one of these skins that you had all 8 of on Steam. Let's just give it up for Frag Lab on that one. And we also have a battle pass I covered briefly, but I guess I'll go more into depth here. We have one default color skin for Brisa that again we already owned on Steam. Some old Kraken skin, all this stuff we already owned on Steam. And the only thing new is maybe this pill thing never got released on Steam. I'm not too sure on that one. Get some gold back, but I don't even know if it's enough to cover the whole 50. 100, 75. There we go. Over to match. Finally. Just illustrate the point about bots, how they are ruining matches. AI enemies. As you can see here, it's a 4v3 match. And whenever we ready up, it will automatically fill the other 5 slots with bot accounts. So they have, okay, so they have 4 real players, we have 4 real players. We join up, as you can see, 4 spots are vacant. And here they come.
3 points, 2 teams.
4 bots join the game. Magneto dump, whatever. And you can see, so there's a total of 12 people in this lobby, so I should have 11 people on my recent players. So I believe, let me show you what. So 12 people in the lobby, should have 11 recent players, minus myself, because I can't be a recent player myself. We go down here, and if we count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me scroll for whatever reason. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why it won't let me scroll there. But regardless, it doesn't show any of those 4 players that joined at the end because none of them are real players. They won't show up in the players list. Because 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be 8 here. Oh no, 7. So yeah, you can see. There's the 7 people that were in my lobby aside from me, the real accounts, and I can't scroll down, which means no more accounts below, even though I should have 11 in the full lobby, according to Frag Lab. So I have a couple of theories of why they would do this whole bot account thing. And my first theory is that this makes the game seem more live. This is probably the most obvious theory. It's trying to cover up lack of player base for this game because they just push out shit update after shit update, never do any marketing, never bring in any players, and then when the players do come, they're like, oh my god, this is a shit game, and they leave. So by adding bot accounts, you can get players into queue quicker and fill the lobbies up. It's mainly just to cope for the fact they have no players, and they're just trying to cover it up with AI bots. That's theory number one. Theory number two is we already know custom games are in the works. They're in the files. Allegedly, I'm not confirming this, but I presume they're ready to go. They already worked on custom client. They've had 4 months of work since then. They're in the files fully, like the localization files. So I'm not confirming this, but I would say that they are either complete, fully complete, or close to complete. And these bots are a testing mechanism for testing bots in a custom game setting. So you boot up a custom game, you load it full of 8 bots, and you play like that. And this is just their trial run, testing out the bots, see how they play. And the third theory is that they're preparing to put Shatterline on life support. They know they're not going to get any new players, and once they put the game on life support, they're going to need bot accounts to fill a lobby. And then that is pretty much it. And I will go back into a match and try and spectate a bot and show you how they play. But for now, I want to talk about the battle pass for a bit. So let me just recap about the bots. I think it is a very bad move for them to do this. You're just making all highlight reels, all clips, everything no longer mean anything because it's all AI essentially. It adds to the game. At least you're not sitting in queue all night. But really, I'd rather sit in queue than play against literal robots on the other side. The whole point of these player versus player games is to play player versus player. You should not play PvP against AI controlled robots. It's not even PvP anymore. I think it's disgusting how they would rather move to this level of adding AI to fill the lobbies and then not tell anyone about it. No acknowledgement anywhere, not in the patch notes, not after I've asked them multiple times. And they'd rather do that than actually market the game for real players to come play and make it more appealing for them to come play. This also means ranked is no longer happening with bot accounts in the lobbies, and it's just sad, honestly. Very sad. I'll get back to what I was talking about on the battle pass. So they added 1 Breeza skin, which we already had on Steam. You get 1 loot crate, 2nd loot crate, weapon paints. This pill skin I don't think was ever released, but maybe it was released and I just missed it. A couple other recolors, a few crates like these. Very little value in the game. And we know they have more skins that they are just not releasing for whatever reason. We have these, which the done on Steam as well. Haircut, sticker. My whole main problem with this, if someone's gonna buy a battle pass for a game, they're expecting more than just 1 skin in the whole battle pass. You get this for Brisa, which top is fine, but the whatever dark orange leggings, it doesn't look very good. They're expecting, but like I was saying, anybody who buys a battle pass for a game, you're expecting 3 to 4 skins, maybe more. And for this game, you're getting literally 1. A Malva green skin. Looks halfway decent, I guess. Which is just another recolor of the exact same skin that's in the shop. Right here. So, yep. The whole point of battle pass is to get more than 1 skin, a whole bunch of weapon skins. Basically, a great value for your money, but they only put 1 skin in the whole battle pass. and then a reused Pylum Ivory skin, which I thought never looked very good, but some people may. As a person who may consider buying the Metal Pass, this game does not make it really worth your value, in my honest opinion. For $7.50, you get one skin and a few paints, and then the colors on. Now let's do some spot spectating in PvP. But yeah, just as a summary for this R96, it's a very low effort update. It was basically copy and paste, and then add bots to PvP. And that's pretty much all they did in 4 months. And keep in mind, this is the only quote-unquote content update since Plant the Bomb update back in April last year. So, over the course of an entire year, from April last year to April this year, we've had a total of 0 new operatives, 0 new operatives, 0 new maps, 0 new content PvP, no dungeons, no bosses, no anything like that. We've had no new like modes at all. You can say domination, you can say PTB, those were already finished in the game a long time ago. And we've had no new weapons, of course. So they've delivered on very little content over this past year. And yes, they added original stuff and did the Epic Games information, but it is still incredibly underwhelming for the resources they've had and the time they've had. You can see these bots. I mean, this guy's just wandering around at the floor. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know what's going on. And the other guy, Hawk Shadow, is a bot too. To be honest, I don't care about KD or performance. This is your new teammate with unreleased Lupara skin. Never been in the game before, and this is the state of PvP. So these are the players you're facing whenever you go in a game. Which, they're bots, but as you can see, Risa's just wandering around looking at the floor, and Kai was just standing in there. And you see that's one that was in the game, and now he's gonna leave. Go. Again, say real player will load in.
Another point is up for grabs.
So, real player queues up, bot leaves, and that is how it goes. But this is your bot teammate. They don't even look up. They just run around, crosshair pointed at the floor, and this is who you're facing. Which is honestly pitiful. If you're gonna make bots, they should at least know how to look somewhat on the ground, right? I mean, he is completely spazzing out. And in fact, they won't even acknowledge it at all. AI play. I'm just gonna watch him. There's no mention of this AI slop. I don't even know if it's AI, but very bad coding of the actual. The bot should not look at the floor. Okay, the entire match. Here we go, here's another bot. It just makes PvP not like a joke. Half of the lobby. And this problem is only going to get worse because we're still in the peak of a new season where there's at least somewhat of a player count. Whenever this goes away, they're all and it'll all be gone. Out of my way! The fact that Fraglab sees no problem with this, they think the bots are the game or whatever. I think this is a good idea. Have bots like this. It's just sad and very disheartening. It makes PvP not worth it at all. So PvP got an update that essentially did nothing, and PvP got an update that ruins the mode, in my opinion. If I want to go play against bots, I'll go play an actual game, shooter game, real enemies that will shoot you back and not just wander around standard stuff.
Another point is up for
And
grabs.
yeah, so things like this, it's just not even worth playing this. Literally no incentive at all. Grind expedition stuff. I'm gonna play it a bit. PvP, I'm gonna play very much. This is not. Bots that literally do this. We just saw in the clips of it. And that's also just one on one. Remember, this guy's a bot. Some of the other ones are probably bots too. They made bots, they're not good bots. PvP is awful.
Current point is about to expire.
They couldn't ruin PvP enough with balance back to content, so they had AI enemies. I think that last part cut out. They could not ruin PvP enough with their balance changes and lack of new content, so they added bot enemies just to put the nail in the coffin. Officially grade PvP to a point where it's, which is just, I don't even know who came up with this idea. This is what you wanted, Drag Lab. Wait, can we just all sit here and laugh? It's not even a good bot at all. Not even close. Whoever made this bot pushed it to live and thought, yep, this is a good idea. Let's flood the game with these bots. These three, honestly, I would do that. They won't do that. They'd rather get rid of Dennis and wargaming employees than the people who make these bots and put them in the game. Justice. They tried to kill him with the servers, they tried to kill it with bounce changes, tried to kill it by not dropping any content, and now they're trying to kill it by adding guy enemies.
This flight has expired.
In this game, so get out of here. I would leave, but it would get the points.
Another
XP.
point is up for grabs.
Burying this hatchet.
I know she's not a bot. Yeah, so now you're gonna get mad at your teammates. And they're literally an AI.
Don't screw it up.
Like that guy.
So far, so
Anybody with like weird characters, capital letters, XX, whatever. It's not even real. It's hardening.
current point.
So like I said, the only good outcome that could come from this is maybe it's just a test run for custom games. But that is heavy cope. Oh.
Fallen from grace.
Maybe this guy's not a bot. The way you check is just in recent players. That was Splaffcraft, and the other guy was called Hawks. Guy in my recent players, Hawk Shadow, and then Splaffcraft, which is a real player because I saw the play. We can see the difference. They were both in my game the whole entire time. You can see that Splaffcraft is right here, but the other guy is nowhere to be found. And there you have it. That is your Season 2 update. Last Horizon. PvP is a total disaster. PvE, they added this new system that has very marginal impact and doesn't really change how you're going to position at all. So I would not recommend investing in this game, buying skin. They're putting forward the bare minimum content, bare minimum effort, doing whatever they can to copy and paste something and rebrand it as new. And now they're even ruining PvP by adding bots. So, like I said, do not spend any money. This gold was given free, so I did not spend on this game, Epic or on Steam. is pretty much it. I'm not going to be up, and I will play occasionally. Just still a decent mode, much as I hate to say it. For some reason, I still want to play it. And the campaign got reset. I don't know if this again or it just happened once, but I played through the whole campaign and now I can't play through. Great job, Frag Lab, on that one. Bare minimum update. PvE got no changes at all, essentially, and PvP got absolutely fucked. Wait a couple weeks, it'll only be bots in these PvP lobbies, and then it'll be even worse. So, yep, no matter what they do, every update goes downhill. This is a little overview of the season. It's, like I said, it's not worth making any kind of video on, so I'm just expressing my thoughts here, leaving it there, and yeah. Play the game for the money if you really want to, pennies on the dollar, but other than that, I seriously not recommend it at all, especially PvP. No, I mean, I would not recommend. It would be like booting up some old Call of Duty game that has server browser and like 3 people online and playing against that and a bunch of bots. It's the same. Keep in mind this is a live service, AAA, $100 million plus game, and it's full of bots, about 10 active PvP players. What we can see this week. So in the entire week of Expedition, there's been 792, and in the entire week of PvP, but that is PvP, there's been 792. In the entire week of Expedition, there's been around 898. So less than 1,000 players, not concurrent total, in the whole week, and it's not looking good. Yep. We really thought season 2 was going to do something, maybe bring some new content, maybe bring custom games, maybe bring new operatives, new maps, new modes. Anything that could have been halfway decent. And we got copy and pasted slop and bots and PvP. It was definitely not worth any wait whatsoever, especially not a 2-month delay and 4 months of porting over to Epic, where they're saying, oh, we're holding all the content till after launch. That was a total fucking lie. And now here we are, showing how bad this is. And that's pretty much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, I will not be playing. So, thanks for watching, whoever's around, and that's it.